here, and I'm back with another video for Ophelia Talks. And today we are making yet another one of Let's Cover a Pencil Case video. But to be honest, I do like this idea as well. So I hope you will enjoy making this. I hope you will consider making this. And yeah, let's get going. So what do you need for this project? Now, I know we've done these types of projects before. I've published quite a few in the last few weeks, but I do want to say, stick with me because I am using different techniques in each of these videos. So while we are doing about the same thing, I hope you appreciate that I am showing you different techniques, and I hope that, with showing you as many techniques as possible, you will be able to use those to your requirements or to your needs. So first of all, we have this pouch here, which I found on Amazon. It's a square pouch. It's got a black zipper and it has a lovely ring pull. So I really was sold because of this lovely ring pull. So I'm just going to keep that as it is. And I thought this pouch would be handy, for instance, in my handbag with a couple of lipsticks in it. I've got so many things in the bottom of my handbag. These would all fit in there and it would be nice and tidy in my bag. But also think about gift giving. You could put a little bit of money in here as a gift and then give that, and then your recipient doesn't only have the money but also the little pouch. And it doesn't take long to make this, so I think, yeah, it's a really nice idea. So one of these pouches. Then once again, I am using my foam stabilizer, and you might think, is it really worth adding the stabilizer? So this time I have not added stabilizer to this one here, and so at the end of the video I will show you the difference and you can judge for yourself. There we go. So this is the In Our Form fusible foam stabilizer, and I have cut it to the size of my little pouch like this, and so it will all be incorporated in our crochet. So of course we're going to need the needle and thread to attach it all together. We also will need a darning needle, the hook for the yarn that you are using. This yarn that I'm using is DK yarn. I usually use a 3.5 for DK, but you might be using the prescribed 4, but use the hook that you usually use for DK. Then of course we have scissors and the colors that I am using. So in this one here I used fudge, dusky and magenta, and today I want to use blush, mint, iris, celery and lemon. So if you fancy these colors or any other colors, do go and have a look at our website. There is a link below in the description box which will take you straight to our website to have a look at these colors here. So I think that's it. Let's get started. So once again, I am going to assume that you know how to make a granny square. If you don't, please do go and find this video here and all will be explained. So I have made 2 granny squares, one completely, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rounds, and I have used all my colors in those rounds. Then I turned the colors around and I made a second granny square, but the last round is going to be the one that we are going to use to attach both of them together. So there's no separate joining, it's just making the 2 squares. So I've got the pink here because that's the color that I am missing, or that's the one that I have to do in the order that I have been doing them. And I'm going to get started by making my slip knot, inserting my hook, and I am going to do my last round, and during my last round I'm going to connect the 3 sides that I've just indicated here onto the other square. So let's get started. So acting as if you are already crocheting, we are going to make our first double crochet for that first cluster. And do notice where I have started with this round. So I like to do as much as I can without actually attaching. So this will be the top of my pouch, and here I am not attaching anything to it, but I am starting here so that when I come back, I do this corner, I can then close my round, and that's it. So now we're at the corner, so I'm going to do half a corner, so that means 3 double crochets and 1 chain. There we go. And now I'm going to take my previously made square, and making sure that you have the bad sides together and the good sides on the outside, you're going to link these two together. So making sure you're holding your squares correctly, go into the corner chain space, wrap your yarn around and bring it up, and you're going to do a slip stitch. Then you continue doing your corner, so that means you're going to do a chain, because we need to do 2 chains in our corner, and then we continue with our 3 double crochets. Then once you've done that cluster, you go over to the previous square, you go in between the 2 clusters there, you wrap your yarn around, you pull it up, and you do a slip stitch. Once again, you go back to your original square and you do your next bit there, which is a cluster of 3 double crochets. When those are finished, you go to the other square, do your slip stitch, and then back to the original square. And while we do so, each time after each cluster, we are linking the squares together. So here we are now doing the corner, so that means we do 3 double crochets and a chain 1. Then we go over to the other corner here, go in, wrap around, pull up and do a slip stitch, then the chain for the rest of the corner and the 3 double crochets. Once you're in this position, go over to the next side of your other granny square and do your slip stitch, because I was almost going to go ahead and just finish my square, but of course we are joining these on the 3 sides, so you have to keep on doing this. Look at this. We are making a pouch. Each time after each cluster, you have got to go and link it to the previous square. So this is the kind of situation that we're in now. We are attaching this side and this side. So I'm going to continue and attach the 3rd side. So here I'm doing a corner again. Chain 1 over to the other square, wrap, pull up, do your slip stitch, chain, and you are going to do the rest of the corner. And of course, after that, you are straight into linking it on that other side again. There we go. So we are now linking our 3rd side together. And this pouch is really easy to make because, of course, you're only making 2 squares, 1 square of 5 rounds, then 1 square of 4 rounds, and then the 5th round is used to attach them together. So this is a very quick make and easy to make if you wanted to have a really fancy way of, you know, wrapping up a simple present like a gift card or even some money. Or even a present that fits in there. You know, the smallest presents are generally the nicest. So here we go, we are now on that last corner, chain 1, and here we go, the last part of my corner. There we go, and this is the reason why I started here. So now all we need to do is do our slip stitch, and to just link it together properly, I'm going to do another 2 slip stitches before I actually look, and now this doesn't come undone. So now I'm going to cut off my yarn. There we go, look, we have made a pouch. So let me sew in the ends and I will be back to assemble our pouch. So here we are, my cover is finished, and now it is time to put it around our pouch. So I'm going to put the pouch into the stabilizer like this, and I am going to put this in here. Now you might think it's not going to fit, it will fit. It's just a little bit of a struggle, but that is what it needs to be, so it's nice and tight around the pouch. So we are going to make sure that the corners meet up in the corners, because that's a good place to start. There we go. And then you pull up on the cover across your pouch to the top of the pouch towards the zip. Making sure, of course, that your stabilizer stays down. So if you need to push that down a bit, yeah, there we go. And then here, just make it fit basically, but it will stretch. There we go. See? And that is fine. We can now sew it on with a needle and thread. And here I have my needle with the thread ready. And like before, we are going to start somewhere underneath the zip here. So go in there, come out, and start sewing on, like so, your crochet. And if you are careful, you can do this underneath the zip there, so you can't see that we've put an extra bit. Now I like to keep a little ridge here, but you don't have to. You can, let me see if I can pull it higher. You can do it so that it is really into there. Let's see if that works. So just going in the top and coming out, sort of doing little slanted stitches to bring that up higher, right next to that zip. Oh, this is working quite well. See, that's a lot higher than what I usually do. Oh, and I'm not even going through there. That's good. So make sure you attach your crochet to your pouch, whichever way you find pleasing or whichever way works for you. I will see you when you have finished sewing. I've made it all the way around, just going into and underneath where we started, and I'm just going to do a couple of stitches here to secure the end. There we go. Voila. And there we have it. Our pouch is finished. So let's have a look at the 2 pouches, one with the stabilizer, one without. Of course, they're made the same way and they are using the same yarn. But I have to say, this one, although nice, this one is so much nicer because it just feels better quality almost. You know, it feels like it's it's there, it has presence, and this one is sort of a little bit, you know, floppy. So I do think it is worth putting the stabilizer in. Makes it lovely to use like this. See, yeah, I mean, yes, I can get in it, but it's, you know, it looks so much better with the stabilizer. So I hope I have convinced you to use Stabiliser as well. It will make your projects stand out a lot more and look much nicer. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video and learned some new techniques, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!